Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Newcastle United fan channel of the Champions League winners 23-24, the Premier League winners 23-24. Boy, has the transfer window picked up in the last couple of hours. Sensationally, I think, guys, is the word to use about it picking up. In the last hour, news has broken, of course, of Nicolo Barella from Inter Milan. Talks are ongoing with a £50 million transfer fee. Now, many people are saying, well, is it Maddison? Are we going to get both? Why the hell not? They are trying to improve the squad to become competitive, not just in the Champions League, but in the Premier League as well. And my God, I was a little skeptical, I must say, when I first seen it, and it was Luke Edwards reporting it. However, Sky are all over this now. Keith Downey's all over it now. And that, for me, is good enough to say that there's definitely something going on. Alex, how do you feel at the minute about this potential signing?
I mean,
because I'm on the Copperbird, baby.
We said this so right. For anybody who hasn't seen it, we have reviewed Barella recently. It must have been a week, possibly 2 weeks ago. It wasn't that long ago he got linked. And everybody was like, why would he come to us? He's playing. I know we're a great project, but Inter, obviously, we're in the Champions League final at the time. But, I posed the question, well, has he gone as far as he's going to go in Italian football and with Inter? Is he going to win it? Probably not. Inter aren't going to be able to sort of do what Man City have done and build enough to, it's unlikely they're going to get through to another final next season, especially with Dzeko and the way they play and the sort of age profiles of players. Skriniar leaving on a free as well.
Yeah.
I think it's time somebody like Barella to get a move to La Liga or the Premier League. He's a peak age midfielder. We need probably a peak age midfielder to step in and improve the technical quality. We're one of the most exciting projects in Europe. We can offer him Champions League straight away. He can sidestep straight into the Champions League again, no worries. Absolutely ridiculous. I thought it was a long shot, but obviously the fact that we can offer him Champions League and maybe he wants a new chapter, it logically makes sense. I mean, we got somebody like Isak, we got somebody like Botman. Why can't we get somebody like Barella?
Exactly. And Billy, let's not beat around the bush here. This guy is a player. He's 26 years old. This would just be an incredible statement of intent from Newcastle United, would it not?
Yeah, especially how early it's happened as well. It's the first day of the transfer window being open, and straight away we're in for an elite level player in Europe. An Italian international, an Italian regular, one of the best players in Europe, signing for Newcastle. Champions League finalist last week, of course, where he performed pretty well, showed a lot of tenacity and as well as a bit of flair. It's a massive statement of intent, a massive signing, and God, blimey, first day, still another 3 months for it to go.
Absolutely.
£75 million war chest looks a bit thin now, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Well, very thin, yeah. But listen, you know what it is? We predicted on this very channel that Newcastle United might go early for players. But as usual, we are not in the know, and never will we say we're in the know. We just go off good sources that we're getting. Absolutely. I notice you two both got the shirts on tonight. That's brilliant. So yeah, it's really exciting. It is, and we knew it was going to be an exciting summer transfer window. And Barella is certainly one that has caught the eye. Maddison as well. It's certainly going to be. I would say that Newcastle United are going to do their business very quickly. They want to get things done. They want to get ready for pre-season very early, get the players they want in, get the team gelled and ready to go, because it's going to be a very, very busy season. Reese says Barella is in Tyneside. I've just seen him on Grey Street. A few people have commented they've seen him in Greg's and all. Vincent says, I read somewhere else that Liverpool were close to signing Barella.
They were 250 miles away. We'll have a lot far Liverpool from Newcastle.
Yeah, long way off. Barella, let's go. Watching highlights, left foot, right foot. Wow, top draw. Vincent said also heard rumours will make a bid for Nemecha. Nemecha one, we'll see. We'll see.
We reviewed him yesterday.
We did. But this is where the excitement is picking up, guys. This is where it all comes around. Even if we don't get some of these players, we're now shopping in the top bracket. We're shopping in Harrods, guys. There's no doubt about it. But hey, Jason with a load of flags and pizzas, but he's not getting carried away. Does this mean Maddison is off the table now? Not in my eyes, but we'll see.
I think it is, but these two things...
No, I'm not having it. I think Maddison's going to be signing as well. But hey, listen, isn't it a joy to be talking about two of these players possibly joining Newcastle?
£50 million players all one. I mean...
I think Maddison joins as a forward and not a midfield player and stroke midfield player.
Yeah,
I think you're right, Billy. I think you're right. I think he could be used on the right and, if need be, move him into midfield. But I think he's going to be signing to play on the right.
It could be a case of, you know how obviously we do Willock and Joe Linton rotating. It could be a case of we do exactly the same on the right-hand side. Whoever's the right 8 and the right wing can do both.
Maybe what it is.
Ultimate versatility to be a Man City, basically.
Yeah.
What it is, I think, is it's the end of the Szoboszlai story.
Possibly.
Right, well, Subclass Hero says, don't want to mention anywhere near the club. Can't have the club condemning one form of bigotry this week when then buying a player who engages in another. We don't know that is true. We are not commenting on it because, it literally, we'll see how it goes. I'm not commenting on this channel. We're all about the football. I've had some lovely comments actually on today's earlier video saying that a load of comments saying, thank God there's a channel who doesn't bullshit anybody, who doesn't put thumbnails, clickbait and things like that, and actually talks the truth about the reports, and nothing's definite. And that's how we will always be on the Toon Review, guys. We go off the sources, we go off what we've been told in the media, but we'll never say that it's definitely happened until it's confirmed by the club. So
Barella was, when we reviewed him last week, the original links came, so it was sort of the 5th, 6th, 7th of June, and the original link came from fcinternews.italia. So it was from an Italian source. I think I said that at the time on the live show.
I remember.
So, he's been reviewed because there was some rumours from sort of Italian media already. So
yeah. Well, crazy how Seattle Geordie saw us playing land at Newcastle all the way from Seattle. That's a hell of a pair of binoculars you've got there. I
think the interesting thing, Paul,
yeah, go on, Billy.
The interesting thing is Sky are reporting it as a potential 50 million. So it's obviously not going to be all in one go. It's going to be in instalments, which helps our FFP out as well, doesn't it? So
exactly. I mean, obviously there'll be some kind of agreement. Good point, Bill. Julie says, Paul, are those t-shirts available on the merch site? No, not at the moment. They may well become available because a lot of people have asked. But as you know, we're going to revamp the website in the next few weeks. And then put all the merch back on. And obviously Susan's working in the background with the hoodies and the jackets, etc.
Ready just in time for summer.
Yeah. Well, no, by the time they get up and running, Alex, it'll be coming into the end of the summer, preparing for the winter, preparing for the new season.
New best of flip-flops dropping next month.
Hell yes. Pedro says this transfer window is going to be mad. 300 million, I reckon. Geordie Boy says, good, exciting, everyone. Stephen says, I only believe NUF transfers when I see them in the pitch at St. James's Park. Yeah, well, once the club have confirmed it, then we can go into a lot more detail. Good call, Vincent. Seen that myself in the Telegraph today. Clone Lad says, if we sign Barella, it will show all the in the nose. No, absolutely.
I mean, it will, to be fair, because there's nobody really run away with that story.
Absolutely
obviously, in the nose have picked up on the links, but we've all picked up on the links. That's why we reviewed them on this show. There was from Italy, but nobody's really done any sort of, this guy's probably going to sign. It's all been Szoboszlai / Maddison. So,
Seattle Geordie says he wants to get in early just so he can go to the Hoppins as well. Hi, from Greece. I bet it's nice and warm out there at the minute. My daughter's off to Cyprus tomorrow. Napa. It's Luke Edwards with another exclusive. No, Sean, no. Luke Edwards was the first report to mention it, but now there's a lot more media reporting it. Keith Downey doesn't put bullshit out, as far as I'm concerned, and neither does Sky. Sky wouldn't embarrass themselves if there wasn't something in it. Gary says, evening, Toon family. That's sacrilege drinking brew ale from the bottle. Use a schooner. A what?
Schooner, not a schooner.
Oh, right. Well, whatever. I don't care. JT says, Barella, hell yes. A very good evening to everyone. Retro Andy says, under my umbrella. You just know that song will be used for him. Keith has found a 6-year-old TTR video with 137 views last night and no comments. I think it was a review from a win, but Paul was still going off on one about the squad. 6 years ago. Maybe I did try and start something 6 years ago, but I certainly, the main channel started only a couple of years ago. So, I did actually start one, but YouTube took it down because they thought I was gaining subscribers by paying for them, which crazy, but never mind. So I had to start again because they messed my whole channel up, but never mind. We are where we are now. Sky now reporting Barella. Yes, Andy was gifted a membership. I think that came from
Keith Deitz or Adrian Jackson.
Adrian Jackson, yeah, the two of them, yeah. Would-be Pharmacist feels a bit different than talking about signing Chris Wood. Just a tad. A tad. Right, Alex has got some info up there, so go ahead, Alex.
Well, it's Barella stuff. Obviously, we will talk about free transfers, but I feel like we're going to break a rule on this just teeny occasion because obviously the links have been so strong today for Barella. So I think it's fair to have another little look at him. Everybody's obviously very excited, so we'll have a look. So I did recommend last week when we did the show to watch the Champions League final because you will see Barella, who we've obviously been linked with. So if anybody did watch the Champions League final, I don't know what you thought of him. I thought he was rather good, but he's already alluded to that he was quite tenacious. I thought Inter were very brave for most of the match. I thought they knew that they couldn't just sit back and try and nick it like sort of Leicester did against us at St. James's Park. They knew that they had to try and match. They did a very good job for large periods of that game, to be fair. They actually accumulated more XG than Man City. I think they were quite unlucky not to score. I think Ederson had an amazing game, apart from one little error. But Barella was absolutely incredible. So he is the midfielder we've potentially been lacking. Upgrade in technical quality. That's an understatement. He's an enormous upgrade in technical quality. Arguably the best technical midfielder we would have, better than Bruno in terms of technical ability with sort of passing and switches, left foot, right foot, dinks over the top, key passes. This is what this guy's been doing for a long, long, long time. And for anybody to be better than Bruno at certain things we all know how good Bruno is. So in Serie A this season, 6 goals, 6 assists from 2,600 minutes. That's a great goal return. You can see he is outperforming his XG by almost double because he's just a very good player. His assists are where they should be. 6 assists from just under 6 expected assists. 12 appearances in the Champions League, nearly 1,000 minutes because obviously they went all the way to the final. They nearly got there. 3 goals along the way as well, which is very, very tidy. He got double his XG output as well. In the Champions League, so 3 goals there. His wages are enormous, but to be fair, if reports are to be believed, we are looking at new contracts for players like Bruno. So it does look like we would. What are we going to up that to though? From 125 up to what? 200? Who knows? So if we're going to up the wage structure for people like Bruno, you would imagine that Barella will also kind of be in line with that sort of highest earner. It's very likely. So it's feasible to a point. There is quite a long contract still remaining, and he is a peak age midfielder. That's why it's going to be a big price. I do feel like 50 mil is rather low valuation, in my opinion, considering the quality of this guy, the age profile, how long's left of the contract. It feels a little bit low. I feel like if we do get him for any variation of 50 million, however you spin that, I think that's quite a good deal.
Absolutely.
So let's look at the important bits, the statistics. So you can see number 4 and number 5 on the stat matches list there is Bernardo Silva and Martin Odegaard. So both provide the extra for Man City and Arsenal, respectively, that additional technical quality that we could possibly do with. So you can see what kind of player he's profiling like. He's also got...
Well, he's a Howe player, in my opinion. He's an Eddie Howe player.
Well, so we will look at the graphic in comparison to Sean Longstaff in a minute. So, but for now, obviously you can see touches in the attacking penalty area and progressive passes received are through the roof. He's a very offensive midfielder. So he is literally any form of ball progression he does, whether it's himself or pinging it to other players. His ball progression is second to none. He's exceptionally good. His technical quality with key passes and deliveries is phenomenal. Shot creating actions is in the top 12% at 3.65. His shot volume is really healthy at just over a shot per game as well. His scoring and assisting is really, really high. Successful take-ons is really high. The passes is a little bit lower. It's around the average level, but you would imagine that's because he's the guy tasked with all the dangerous passing. That can go some way to explain why it's around the average level. I can imagine if he was doing a lot more sort of safer passing, this would be through the roof. But we want the dangerous passing. That's the whole point. And especially with our system, that's not a problem because we're happy to go and win the ball high up in the pitch anyway. As long as it's in the appropriate area, we don't get counter-attacked. So let's look at Mr. Kev, Edit Kev. If you don't follow him on Twitter, I would recommend it. He is brilliant. So he is one of the marketing managers at StatsBomb, who obviously partner with the club. So he's immediately gone on after these links and dropped a nice little graphic to compare Barella to Sean Longstaff. And it's big praise from Kev, the fact that he's labelled this. If M&S did midfield upgrades, it'd be Barella. So that's massive praise, to be fair.
Yeah.
So let's bring up this graphic and have a look. So you can see here, Barella is in red, Longstaff is in blue. You can see that Longstaff. You can see Longstaff's contribution to the team here in terms of passes, tackles, and interceptions, counter presses, pressures, turnovers is all higher for Sean Longstaff because of what he does for our team. So it is an area Barella would potentially have to do a little bit more of in our team, but it's still poor. He's not doing a poor amount of it, just maybe not enough. It does depend on your style of play. Into play with a back five, they play in a very different way to how we play.
Yeah.
But then you can see the rest of the stats, deep progressions. I've got to tilt to have a look at this myself, as will everybody. Sorry. Open play, final third passes is enormous as well. Passes into the box, XG assisted is enormous. Dribble and carry, it's just incredible. In terms of the offensive output there and the technical level he offers would be just light years ahead. So we've got another one of Sanjay. So Sanjay is also another one of the stat people and great follow on Twitter. He's essentially said he's posted the video of. I mean, it's not actually coming up. Can you see it now on my screen or?
Yeah.
Video. So this is the funny video when the Scouser goes, Sadio Mane is the best player in the world, and that one. So Sanjay's of the opinion that Barella is rather good. Luke Edwards' post, he's put, ha ha ha, you've got to be kidding me, because he is outstanding. So let's have a look at how he did in this Champions League final then, shall we? So there he is on the right side of midfield in the funny formation. So you can see he got through an awful lot of work in this game. Crazy heat map, utilised on both sides. Crazy careful passing accuracy here. So if anything, the stat profile doing him a bit dirty. If he's able to output that against a Manchester City team that have won the Champions League, he's not bad. 54 touches and 35 out of 30 accurate passes, giving him a 92% pass accuracy. He's rather good. Attempted 4 crosses, didn't quite get there. Obviously, they were aiming at the big man, whether it was Dzeko or Lukaku generally. 1 accurate long ball, 3 shots off target. He got a successful dribble, completed just under half of his ground duels, obviously, against quite a physical midfield with Stones and Rodri in it. It's quite a tanky midfield that City have now suddenly got. 2 fouls, a couple of tackles. So a good, very, very good showing, in my opinion, for Barella in the Champions League final. Let's go down and have a look. So how has he done? Against Atalanta in the final game for the Coppa Italia, which they won, I believe. Let's have a look how he's done in this game. So it deployed in the same position, got substituted off, dropped to 7.5. Very, very lively heat map. Again, a lot of defensive work, started from deep, a lot of deep progressions, presumably. Look, I mean, you can just see how good he's in the important games. In another cup final, he's dropped to 95% pass accuracy, completed 3 accurate long balls, a couple of shots on target. Obviously, he got his goal. Okay in the duels. This is possibly one area we could do with him, maybe improving physicality and maybe a bit of work rate. But, he's in a different system over there. I'm sure we can definitely implement that a little bit. Drew a foul, some defensive contributions here with a block shot, 2 tackles. Transfer marked. So this is where we just highlight his quality and how long he's been so good. The fact that he's got 43 caps for Italy and 8 goals. You know, I mean, look at his trophies as well. These are all the trophies he's got here. So he's got lots and lots of trophies. And as we can see here, current market value 70 million euros. So that's why we're all saying the 50 seems like a bit of a steal if there's any truth in it. International pedigree throughout the years. Look at the caps he's racked up, regardless of level, all the way from the under 15s all the way up to the senior team. He's got probably close to 100, closing in on 100 appearances across all levels for the senior team for Italy, which is just outstanding. If you have a look at his history, he's been in Italy his whole life. So he's 26. He's got to a Champions League final. He's won Serie A. He's got a Scudetto with Inter from a couple of seasons ago. What else is there to do for him? He's peak age. It seems time.
Come to the Premier League and be a legend with the Toon. That's what he should do. Keith Deitch, thank you for another 5 gifted memberships. Unbelievable generosity. Thank you so much, Keith. Good evening to Lisa. Tom Baldwin says, beast, absolute beast of a player. The Toon getting down to business, first day of the window, wasting no time. What's his stats versus Madison? Well, I mean, look, they're not really the same.
A little bit different.
Yeah,
Madison's a little bit more right-wingy, bit more athletic in that sense. Maybe athletic's a bit the wrong choice of word there. Yeah. Slightly different players.
Chipper says Barella is a winner, and that is the mentality we are switching to. Kenneth says, while we are going for players at Inter, let's take Milan Skriniar. Contract expires this summer.
Yeah, we will look at him in a transfer show, the free transfer show.
I have just signed him on Football Manager, funny enough.
His free transfer page says 100% certain to be going to, I can't think where it was now, but it's 100% certain, wherever it was.
I've never heard of that club before, Billy.
Yeah, but you see, it's one of the free transfers. I'll have a look in a minute, hang on.
Yeah. Ian Fleming, thank you for your £5 super chat. I hope you're going to be on your best behaviour tonight, Billy. Jason says it's probably Maxi with which probably 50 million with Maxi thrown in. Oh, don't upset Alex. Look, he's in a good mood at the moment.
We saw that before the show started.
Yeah.
Just to wind me up.
Yeah. Seacrest sticking up for Maxi, saying lay off him. He's staying. Mbappe's on a free, says Ian.
I mean, he's not. He's still got 1 year left.
Skriniar's 100% certain to be going to PSG, board accounts.
Yeah, I heard that.
And Skriniar.
Look, it is really, really exciting. Now, just before we go into the free transfers, guys, I know I'm always asking the Toon Review Army to help and do what you can. As you know, we are going to be we are now sponsoring Westerhope United's under-9s for the upcoming season, and we're going to do all we can to support them. They've only been going a very short time, so obviously funds at the club are extremely, extremely low. Now, what they are wanting to do is, as you can see, it's not the greatest photo. I do apologise, but the football youth tournament in Blackpool is on, and the guys desperately want to go. Now, I think they've got a GoFundMe page. They're trying to raise £1,000. I think they're up to 200, almost £200 already. Now, I've put the link to the GoFundMe page at the right at the top of the description for this show. Try and help them out, guys. You know, we're trying to do a brilliant thing for a young football team, a young up-and-coming football team as well, who've just started off. And to get them to this football tournament would be incredible. As I say, the funds, they're just not there yet for them to pay all this stuff out on their own. Now, obviously, the Toon Review are providing new strips for them. It'll have our logo on for the new season, for the away tops. And obviously, sponsoring the kids, we want to do as much as we can as a channel to help them. They are a brilliant bunch of kids, and I would be absolutely thrilled if the Toon Review Army can help them out in any possible way on their GoFundMe page. Like I say, they're almost at 200. The target's 1,000. I'm sure we can push it up a little bit more with gestures from the Toon Review. So, as I say, the link to the GoFundMe page is pinned right at the top of the description. underneath this video, and we would be thrilled if you can help them out, and I'm sure the kids would be as well. They're brilliant. They're just a fantastic setup. And I really want to do our bit to help them out, because it's obviously away down in Blackpool for a couple of days. To be in the tournament environment would be fantastic for them, and a real opportunity to gain some vital experience for the kids as well. So let's see what we can do, guys. As I say, that link is pinned right at the bottom of the description, and I'd be absolutely thrilled if you guys can help them out, because I'm going to do it as well. And hopefully we can get these guys to Blackpool and into the tournament, because they damn well deserve it. They've worked hard to get where they are now, and let's see if we can give them that just that next little push to get them to the tournament. I love you guys for what you do for everybody on this channel, and it would really, really, really give them it'd be unbelievable, wouldn't it? I mean, just to be able to turn around to the kids and say, you're going to this tournament. So please, guys, do what you can. I know tough times, but I know you guys always like to help out in whatever way you can. So thank you very much in advance for that. Right. Let's do this. Who are we doing first, Alex? Now, bear in mind, we're not going to go fully into detail with these players. We're just going to touch on them and see, if they would bring anything to Newcastle United. But there is some very, very decent players on this list. Right, take it away, Alex.
Yeah, so Marcus Thuram, we've talked about him before, so we'll keep it brief. The French-Italian in Germany, is that right? Yeah, he is. He's the French, or the Italian Frenchman in Germany, whatever he is. He's a blend of everything at the moment. Mönchengladbach, however I'm meant to say that. Mönchengladbach. Striker, he's 6'2". He's a tank. He's 25. He's a great striker. He's got a great goal output, 13 goals, 6 assists from 2,500 minutes. He's really, really good. If anything, he's running a bit cold there. He's got 16.5 XG, so he should have three, maybe even 4 more goals there. He's been shortchanged a little bit, being quite unlucky in front of goal. Statistically, is a beast. He's rather good. He's up there with, you've got Nunez, Moani, Lewandowski, Ben Yedder, Jackson, you've got Lautaro Marti. I mean, the list goes on. Somehow Danny Welbeck has crept onto that list. I'm not sure how that's happened. Although I think Welbeck's probably profiling well because he's at Brighton. So when he plays, he probably plays okay. Yeah, you can see it there. Ball carries and successful take-ons are enormous. Really, really good. High amount of touches in the attack and penalty area. Shot volume's enormous, over 3 shots per game, every single game. Just the attacking output there is outrageous. In terms of his career, it's been France into Gladbach. He's been there for a few years. He's about to be sort of peak age. He's free. He's a beast. 10 caps for France. In this France team, we know how hard it is to get capped for France when you've got Mbappe and Griezmann and all of them up front. So the fact that he's got 10 caps shows you he's absolutely amazing. Current market value at 32 million, he would be free. Current rumours, AC Milan, PSG, who knows? I think he'd be incredible. I don't think we'll get him. I think we're looking at potentially a young, versatile, wide forward, especially if we're going to drop a lot of the biscuits on midfielders. Probably no, but if this happens, you never know. We might offer him some big wages and big bonuses, but I'd take him in a heartbeat. I think he's incredible. But he would be wanting to start ahead of Isak and Wilson because he's that sort of player.
Yeah. But when you showed that the link with, I think PSG probably more than us are linked with every single player in Europe. And obviously, when these big players are available, and you think, right, free transfer, who is going to pay it's all down to paying signing on fees and wages and things like that.
I could see PSG.
Yeah,
PSG. Obviously, Icardi going, Mbappe possibly going, Messi going. They could do with some reinforcements up there, really, you'd imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. Billy, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's an excellent player, but if we'd have wanted him, I think we should have gone in for him a bit earlier than this. I think he's always had his heart set on going back to France. Obviously, he's French, isn't he? Because of his dad, Leon, who was a fantastic player, of course. PSG looks the ideal place for him, as Alex says, with the players that are leaving that club. Yeah.
By the way, guys, we've already had 9 further donations for the kids' football tournament. That is incredible already. Thank you so much. Please keep that going. Let's see what we can get them to before the end of this show. That would be incredible. Thank you so much, guys. The GoFundMe page is linked right at the top of the description. Get smashing on there and see if we can get these kids to Blackpool for the football tournament. And of course, we are sponsors of this team, and it would be incredible. So thank you already, guys. Right, who's next, Alex?
Oh, you dropped me in a bit there. I've got to
I have, yeah. Well, you see,
Mr. Kamada.
Billy, go on. Yeah, I know you're dying to say this name, Billy.
Daichi Kamada.
There you go. Thank you very much. God, I thought I was in Japan for a second there. This guy, 5'10.5" Japanese. I'm not too sure. But I wasn't being. What? No, I'm not being in. You don't find very tall Japanese people, do you? I'm just saying.
Oh God,
they're not. However,
but there weren't any superstar Egyptian players before Mo Salah became literally one of the best players on the planet.
That is a good point. Right. Eintracht Frankfurt he's with at the moment. Go on then, Alex. What would he bring to the Toon?
Well, he's a midfielder with 9 goals, 6 assists for a start, and he's earned them as well. He's on 10 XG, so he arguably should have had another goal. 700 Champions League minutes. Frankfurt are a frightening team to play against. Their ultras are insane, but that's not part of the team. Wages are good. He, is peak age midfielder, really. Probably, right now is his peak, you'd imagine.
Yeah.
Athletically. And every time we look at a reasonably good or very good midfielder, this guy is always in the stat matches. He's always in that bloody table on the right-hand side, constantly. Because he's just really, really good. So if we go down and have a look, funny that. Look at who he profiles like. Vega, who we've looked at, Barella, who we've looked at, Valverde, who is tipped to be one of the best players in the world in a few years when he develops a bit more, or if he develops a bit more. Gundogan, who I know you absolutely adore, Paul. Rabiot's on that list. Case closed as far as I'm concerned, based on just who he profiles as. Progressive carries, so ball progression is there. Attacking output in terms of receiving the ball high up and touches in the attacking penalty area. Shot volume for a midfielder is enormous. Shot creating actions is in the top 26% of Europe. And he can also.
Can I just say, Alex, he is very heavily linked. He is heavily linked with AC Milan at the minute. Nothing done yet, obviously, but he is highly linked with AC Milan.
What we can do then is we can. Oh no, wrong page. That's Mr. Thuram. So let's throw Kamada into Transfermarkt and just have a look and see what Transfermarkt says. They say AC Milan 74%
likely
probability, but it is declining at the moment. Contract is expiring, 30-ish million value. I think that's a bit unfair. I think he's rather good. And what is national team wise? 28 appearances, 6 goals from Iyo Ehime in Japan. I think he's going to be absolutely amazing for whoever signs him. I think he's a great player. I'm going to scroll down just for people to see again. Look at who he profiles like. He's amazing. He's free. He profiles like Vega and Barella, and he's free.
Mm-hmm. Again, you could literally go up to him and say, right, what do you want? Let's start the discussion at what do you want? Billy, apart from a few people commenting on your Japanese accent, we know your accents can go a little skew with sometimes. This guy, free transfer, still not signed for anybody. Obviously, yes, he's linked with AC Milan, but that's not stopping any other club now going in and hijacking that because he's still free.
Absolutely. He's another star of this year's Champions League. Kamada, he was very good. Does everything you want on the tin from a midfield player, to be perfectly honest, an attacking midfield player with that. But obviously, we've got our eyes on Mr. Barella, so I just don't see that coming our way this time now.
That could be quite a tiny bit of business from Inter if Inter sell Barella for 50+ and then just get Kamada on the free.
Yeah, that would be a good bit of business for them, absolutely. But it's obviously it's AC that are linked at the minute. Stephen says the Premier League opening week have been leaked, the fixtures. It hasn't. Please, guys, take a look. I mean, if you've seen the photo, it also says game week 1 of 35. We all know that it's 38 weeks in the Premier League. So why would the official Premier League statement and fixtures have game 1 of 35? Let's be honest. They've got Luton at home to Liverpool on that as well. Luton will not be playing at home for a few weeks into the season because of the ground upgrades they need. That is common knowledge as well. So, you know, Howie, we're too long in the tooth now to believe that kind of bollocks.
One of them had Sky TV schedule on it as well.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Yeah. Mental, man, honestly. Ian McKenna, thank you very much for your 20 quid super chat. He says, stick this in the pot, Paul. I'll send that on. Thank you very much, Ian. And DK35, thank you for your $4.99 super chat. He says, Ono Nakamura and the great Nakata, or whatever he was called. I remember him. Japan had some excellent players. Yes, they did. They've done all right at international level lately as well. I think the Japanese, they are really good. Let's have a look. That leaked fixture list is total crap. Indeed.
I know a few people have sent me that this afternoon.
Yeah,
it would be quite amusing though. Luton hosting Liverpool, if that's correct. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, but they can't, Alex, because they can't. The Luton have already stated that the start of the season they'll be playing away from home.
I'd be surprised if they started with home fixtures. You'd imagine the first 2 or 3 would probably be away just to give them a bit more time.
Yeah, well, they've already agreed that with the Premier League. It's common knowledge. So, John Blogg says Botman was also linked with AC Milan. Yes, he was, and look how that went. The leak says Luton are playing at home. Yep, exactly, exactamundo. John says, be great for our Asian fan base ambitions. Lots of money to be made in the Asian market. Oh, well, absolutely. We know what that's like. Kendo says, make sure your sponsored youth tops have ITR misstitched instead of TTR for authenticity. Yeah, I think the kids will have better stitching. Lawrence says the other leaked opening fixtures I saw had Man City and Man United playing away, which means they'd both be at home for game week 2, which is not allowed. Chris says, ridiculous how journalists say that they know our budget. Do people really think Amanda whispers to them? It's all guesswork, and if FFP goes as Wenger as suggests, no one will be out of our reach. Conrad says the J League is improving all the time, year on year.
I mean, me and Billy had this conversation a few weeks ago about Iniesta. We went in after a transfer show ended. We went and did some Iniesta digging. I don't know why we did. We just went down a rabbit hole. I mean, it's not a bad league. No. And to be fair, Iniesta's team are not. We thought that we just assumed that they would be winning every year, and they're not. They're like mid-table.
Irani Granny, this is terrible. The last time I went into the Asian market, all I came back with was COVID. Oh, dear. Nicolo Barella deal being negotiated for £50 million has dropped simultaneously on Football Italia, The Telegraph, The Express. Seems staged. Staged? Not when, Sky reported it as well. There's a lot more reports. I mean, it's not staged, guys. Come on.
It's obviously come from a mutual source or a few mutual sources to all of these publications all at the same time. It doesn't mean it's true, but it means it's a lot more likely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It also means that Luke Edwards obviously does have some decent sources. It's just that I think he also possibly has some not as good sources. All journalists have got that.
Jason Scott, thank you for your $4.99 super chat. Pop this in the Kids Football Fund. Thank you. JT Dung, thank you for your £10. Can't get the GoFundMe to work for some reason, Paul. It's definitely working. So split this 50-50 between Toon Review and the other half to get the lads to Blackpool. Thank you very much. Really kind. John Blogg says, anyone else see that BBC article which about which clubs could afford Mbappe? No mention of the richest club in the world, but somehow Liverpool could get a mention. Total BBC bias. Well, look,
no,
Liverpool. No, but Liverpool?
But Liverpool could probably buy him without breaching FFP.
Yeah, that's a good point.
We couldn't.
They've been the Champions League. Yeah.
If it depends how you phrase the question. Could we buy him without immediately being in trouble? No, we would be instantly in trouble. We'd either have to fiddle the books and be in trouble, or we'd have to pay the correct amount, which would put us we'd breach FFP for, and then we'd be in trouble. So either way we do it, we would be in trouble. Unless we went and sold half of our squad. We could do it if we sold everyone. If we sold Bruno and Isak and Wilson and Maxi and raised 200 odd million, then we could buy him, but that's dumb.
Absolutely. Sorry, my mind's just been taken a blank. Michael Marsden, a £200 super chat. Michael, that's incredible. And I will do that, matey. No problem at all. You are a gent and a scholar. Thank you so much. That is unbelievable. Thank you, Michael. Ashley 80 says, hi, guys. Just can't wait. Where's that gone? Right. Hi, guys. Just can't wait for us to see a new player in the shirt and not just rumours. I know, exactly.
We've got Minter. He's signed.
Well, yeah, but he's going back to Feyenoord, isn't he? But sorry, he's going to Feyenoord. I'll be watching that with particular interest, the Dutch league this season.
I really hope we get them in the Champions League. That'd be so good.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you seen the new visa rules on Sky? Yes, that is interesting.
I have not seen that.
From now on, there's going to be no reports of we've signed a player. Now we're just awaiting a work permit. It's not going to happen anymore. Apparently, the government have been in on this as well. Players can now sign without being subject to a work permit. So there you go. Incredible.
Home office.
Yeah, the Home Office
has been involved.
Surely it'll be based on certain criteria.
No. Listen, what they've said was this has been negotiated for a while, and Sky said that the government would get involved if the Premier League and football leagues didn't sort themselves out and come to some arrangement. And now it's a case of there will be no more reporting saying subject to work permit.
Sign, Guatemalan 17-year-old from a club.
Minte could actually play for us now. But obviously we've agreed for to go to Feyenoord. So I don't know. It's crazy. But I think they've made the decision now. So obviously any further players coming in this transfer window, it's not going to be,
because it was always a gamble, wasn't it, for clubs? You would buy a player hoping that they would accumulate enough international experience to qualify for a permit to then be able to play for your club in the country that you've signed them from, which would basically mean that you can get better talent. This is why the Ukrainian league has somewhat gone a bit awry since the whole war, but this is why the Ukrainian league started to get a lot stronger, because they specifically allowed they what's the right word? They made it a lot easier to sign players from places like Brazil. They encouraged it. So the Ukraine was signing a bunch of really, really promising talents from Brazil, and the Ukrainian league suddenly got a lot better, and the teams were really strong. So it works. There's no reason not to. It's better for the UK economy and everything. It's it'll bring in more money. Why not?
Yeah. Somebody asking about the percentage that YouTube take to GoFundMe. I think GoFundMe is a very low percentage. So yeah, if you want to make a donation to the kids to get the Blackpool for the football tournament, use the link, guys, if you can. Use the GoFundMe link. Go there. I think we started on sort of £180 odd. It's now up to 293. That's going up all the time, guys, and it's with your help. So as I say, let's see what we can get it to by the end of the show. We've got donations from Super Chatters here as well to put in the pot as well. So we'll be doing that. But there you go. Try and use the link if you can, guys. And let's see what we can finish on at the end of the show. We'll keep pushing this because I'm sure, as sponsors of this football under-9s team and the Westerhope United as a whole, we would love to be able to help them get there. And that's what we're trying to do, guys. So please keep doing that. You're just incredible. You really are. You incredible people. Right, next up on this one is Adrien Rabiot. And now he has been mentioned on our show before.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about him several times, to be fair. I think we looked at him when he was leaving Juventus to go to PSG once upon a time. I'm not sure if we looked at him that far back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is probably the third or fourth time we've had to look at him on this show. Another one of those sort of always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Incredible player, output, technical ability is top quality. But his mother is a problem. Nobody likes his mother. His mother agent who argues with everybody and was an absolute pain. when he was leaving Juventus, she basically stormed out of. I think she had a fight with Bayern Munich. My son wants this, and it was all very. It was dealt with very poorly. Obviously, she said that in French. So, at the moment, it's not quite worked out for him at both clubs, Juventus and PSG. He's joined two clubs that both had bloated squads with too much talent, and he could never find himself settled. Because Juventus were going through that phase at the time where they were hoarding talent. They'd got Ronaldo. They tried to go for that push to win a Champions League. It didn't work, and he couldn't settle. Likewise, he's gone to PSG. The same's happened. It's a bloated squad with too much talent, with no identity, a carousel of or a merry-go-round of managers, and he's not been able to settle there either. And he's 28, and arguably I don't know if he's lost his best years, but he's still possibly got another few left in there. But
Alex, just stop you 1 second. Michael has donated another £200.
Bloody unbelievable.
Thank you so much, Michael. Another super chat at £200. You are you blow. I mean, you're a very. I mean, he's one of my best mates, Michael, and he's CEO of the Toon Review. He's let's just say he's one of these. What do you call these directors of people who the sort of ghost director who just stays in the background, but makes massive contributions. There he is, just incredible.
Kids are going to Mallorca at this rate. I know Blackpool.
Right. Thank you very much. Carry on, Alex.
So where do we get up to? Just him in general. All right. So let's actually look at the player himself. This season, still played a lot of football. To be fair to him, I know what I've said maybe doesn't ring true with this season. 32 appearances, just under 3,000 minutes with 8 goals, 4 assists is very, very good. Champions League minutes, Europa League minutes. PSG finished third in the Champions League group. Let's scroll down and have a little look. So, as I've already stated, Kamada and Rabiot pretty much appear in all the profiles of every midfielder we've been looking at recently. Joe Linton's in second. And what a surprise, Paul, another Japanese player, because they're not bad, is the first stat match there.
Wataru Endo.
Anywhere, sorry. Progressive carries, successful take-ons. We've talked about this before. He is a ball progressor. He does it more himself. Although I think his progressive passes have dropped off a little bit compared to what they used to be. I remember this being a little bit better than it. I mean, that being said, it's still freakishly elite, this graphic. The carries are insane. The take-on success rate is insane. Receiving the ball high up and lots of touches in the attacking penalty area. Clearances and aerials won. He's got the physicality to play in the Premier League. Shot creating actions is nice and high. We could do maybe with his passing being a little bit tidier, but that could be a result of, I mean, PSG style is right. You, and you. That front three, give them the ball. It's basically PSG. So I'm not surprised. I'm sure he would profile very differently if he was put in a proper team and given a better system. Other than right, you see Messi over there, that number 10, and then the other guy, that French World Cup winner. Just it does somewhat make it more difficult to see what he could really do in a system team. But this guy's elite, absolutely elite. If there's any chance of getting him, I'd get him. There are questions over his attitude. I don't know. I think when he puts on the shirt, he'll try his best. I think he loves football and he's an elite player. I don't know. I don't like his mother.
To be honest, matey, I'm not sold on Rabiot. I have to say, I'm not sold on him. I think a few years back, yes, but not now. I'm not really. I think there's a lot better players out there than Rabiot at the moment. To be fair, that we can actually get.
But all right, things to consider: left-footed, which is interesting. We haven't really got that at the moment in the team beyond Miggy, and he's free.
Yeah.
And he's 6'2", so he's
very adaptable as well. I mean, we saw him for France against England playing a 6. He was superb as well.
He could play in any three of those midfield roles, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's also been reportedly to have attitude issues as well. So I mean, I don't know.
One of them, really.
By the way, let's hold would-be farmer to this, by the way. Where's that gone? If we get Barella, I will get a TTR tattoo on my willy.
Well, we're never going to know if it's true because we're not getting photos of it.
I've already got the Toon review on mine.
Not just the letters, Billy, yeah?
No, not just letters.
Oh, dear God.
Sometimes it just says the letters. So sometimes it just says the letters, but now and again it will say the whole lot.
Oh, no. Anyway, guys, we've got about 10, 15 minutes left of the show. Please keep these, go for those donations for the kids. The GoFundMe link is at the top of the description, right underneath this video. Hit that GoFundMe page and let's see what we can finish on by the end of the show. If you want to put money towards the kids, try and use that link if you can, guys. If not, just send a super chat. But please keep hammering that link for the next 10, 15 minutes and let's see what we can finish on just this show, because we will keep this going. Obviously, they've got plenty of time before the tournament. So if we can keep going and if we raise more than what they want, then that is just all going to that football team and it's just going to be fantastic. So thank you so much, guys. Again, you are just incredible. Right, next player. Now, I would love him. But I have a feeling he's going to back to Dortmund.
You sure?
Yeah.
What's his career like? He didn't start at Dortmund.
Nuremberg, and then he went to Dortmund.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Bloody career. That's ridiculous. First, second, seventh, second, then all the firsts. That's insane.
I mean, look, he's a big hero at Dortmund, you know, and I just obviously with Bellingham leaving,
wasn't it? Them two together for many years.
Yeah. And with Bellingham leaving, I just think it's. And I was watching Sky Sports News earlier on today, and there was a German reporter saying that obviously with Bellingham going, Gundogan going back would just be, soften the blow. Not totally, but soften it a little bit. I mean, he's 32, but he's still a great player.
I mean, he's been arguably one of the best players this season, maybe for a couple of seasons.
It's me and Dad's long-lost son as well, by the way.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's underselling him. I think saying it would soften the blow. I think he would kind of replace the position almost. They're not the same player. They're slightly different in how they profile and how they play. But in terms of output, 8 goals, 4 assists? I mean, what's Bellingham got this year in terms of goal output? The same. Funny that. It's almost like I knew. So I don't think it'd be too much of an issue. I think it's basically, that'd be incredible for Dortmund. It would mean that Dortmund are replacing the output for a couple of years, arguably, maybe even 3, for free. So that's absolutely fine. Will we get him? I don't think so. We're going to review him because it's a free transfer show. I know you like him. I like him as well. I'm sure Billy likes him. However, he's done the Premier League story. He's done the fairy tale here. For all of people, for anybody saying that Man City's not fairy tale, it still is for the player. You've got to understand. They worked very hard for that Champions League win over the course of a few years. It is a fairy tale to him. I think the chapter in England is probably done. I don't see him. I'd be shocked if he goes to another Premier League team. I think he's going to go abroad. We'll look at him anyway. He could play anywhere in our midfield. He's very versatile. He's an elite, top of the elite frame. He's probably in the best sort of the top 10 midfielders in the world right now, I would imagine. Definitely, you could argue even lower down than that. Or higher up than that, whichever way we're going. So who does he profile like? We've got Modric, Seko Fofana, we looked at yesterday. Racing Club de Lens finished second in Ligue 1. Valverde, we've just talked about, is amazing. McAllister just won a World Cup. Odegaard is incredible. Zielinski's just won a Scudetto with Napoli. Kamada is incredible. Granit Xhaka is Granit Xhaka. And then we're going to move across. So stat-wise, you can see here, what isn't he good at? There's not a super amount of defensive output because City always have the ball.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have to do much tackling, to be honest, does he? Let's be honest.
It's more about smothering the team
Yeah.
Blocking passing lanes and maintaining possession where necessary. So, the defensive output's not really needed here. Passing accuracy is outstanding. The amount of passes he's trying. The ball progression is sort of the top 20% in Europe, whether it's via passing or carrying it himself. The shot creating actions are through the roof. The shots total, nearly 2 shots a game from your midfielder, and they're very good shots generally. Some of the quality of goals he's been scoring as well. Look at the FA Cup final goal for one. I mean, he's just an outstanding player, big game player, turns up in finals, turns up across a 38-game season. Just outrageous. It's not going to happen, though. He's going to go abroad. So, sorry, guys.
Yeah, I think he's going back to Dortmund, as I predicted. I have a feeling. Just remember that one, though, guys.
Watch him sign for Arsenal now and completely.
He's not signing for Arsenal. Definitely not. Don't panic, guys. Don't panic. Right, we've had another super chat from Alan Tidwell. Thank you for your $20 super chat, Alan. Most kind, good sir. Leighton says reports are that Barella's agent hasn't spoken to Newcastle. Do you think that's false? Yes, I think there's going to be a lot of, shall we say, Chinese whispers? Yeah, lots of stuff going on. For agents will be trying to get bigger fees, etc. Just the thing is, we know it's definite that Newcastle are after him. Okay, so let's just see what happens. Again, we're not saying he's coming. We're just going off what the press have been saying. So we just wait and see, guys. It's as simple as that. When they do sign, then we'll go mental and Billy will dance up and down for you and things like that.
Under Barella.
Exactly. There you go.
I would like to point one thing out before we move on. Why is Mark Gillespie getting a contract extension?
Well,
I think we're selling Darlow and Dubravka from perfectly honest. If offering Karius under contract as well.
Karius was the one I was surprised about because I didn't expect that.
He's just not good enough, though. He looked poor in the Saudi Arabian friendly.
I mean, look, Gillespie's living a dream, isn't he? Let's be honest here.
If he was good enough, we'd have played him in the final.
Let's face it, he's on a good wage, right? There's no pressure on him because he doesn't play. He's living the dream.
Personally. I don't understand it.
I think he's a social manager. I really do. We've seen him celebrating.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
because we're not hearing that reports about Matt Ritchie and certain other figures being influences to the players in the dressing room and being leaders and supporting. There's no stories of that of Gillespie.
No, I think he's a social manager. He's a bit like Scott Carson is for Man City.
Look, at the end of the day, I've got nothing against Gillespie. He's in the background. He does what he does. Matt Ritchie.
Him. He just doesn't play.
Matt Ritchie. I mean, good on him. I mean, the thing is, Dummett and Ritchie. Eddie Howe has spoken numerous times about their influence in the dressing room. Okay, and how good they are.
Now, the Gillespie thing confuses me.
I'm pretty sure that they'll be looking at some sort of coaching role for these two. I genuinely do. Dummett, of course, has been with Newcastle for as far as the end as a fart. Matt Ritchie came in. He stepped down a division to come to us when Bournemouth were in the Premier League. Let's not forget that. And he's been a real. You can see his passion, and he was when he made some appearances towards the back end of last season. I don't think he looked too bad. It was great to see some crosses actually come
retained
in.
His technical quality.
Yeah. Maybe Eddie's looking at them as sort of, yes, they're on the playing staff, but they'll be mainly in his backroom staff, if that makes sense. They're there as players, but they're on. He's got them within his sort of core group of influences.
Yeah, but Richie's played. This is my thing. Richie's been part of matchday squads.
I understand the Gillespie one. I don't get it either. I just don't understand it.
If the club came out with a statement or somebody explained why is this guy with the club, then it would make sense. But the fact that he's never even. Yeah. He's never available. We don't use him. We don't pick him. He's had 45 minutes this season against a Saudi Arabian team in a friendly. We're never going to use him. I would much rather have a youth goalkeeper get to train with the first team and be part of the occasional match day squad and learn instead of having him taking the space on presumably triple the wage of what a youngster's being paid.
Well, we've just let that, of course, Langley's going. So that's a goalkeeper who, a young kid who's been with us a while, and we've let him go. But I would just like to say, good luck to Kieran Clark as well, because I know, towards the back end of his Newcastle career, he wasn't exactly performing brilliantly, but he's done a job for Newcastle. He came in and I thought he did really well. And helped us out of the championship, etc. So good luck to Kieran Clark as well. And obviously we've got him to thank for putting Joe Linton back where he is. Although I'm pretty sure, Billy, that Eddie Howe watched our show a few weeks before that when I did say live that Joe Linton's a midfielder and should be in the midfield. But I'm taking, I'm just sitting there. I'm taking no credit for that, by the way. No, I
think you should. I think it's pretty obvious that Eddie Howe was watching.
Yeah. Alan says, I just sent £20. Thank you, yes, Alan. We got it, matey. Don't worry. Gundogan, no words really, apart from if only. What a player. Geordie Boy says, that's greener than my lawn. He's tremendous, isn't he? I mean, he's absolutely outstanding. Mind you, Tom, I did see your comment there. I did see a few comments from Sunderland fans as well saying that Gundogan's on a free. Let's go and get him. He could do a job for us. I mean, wow.
Cats for me, Lake.
They're just absolute crap.
I mean, it's not even about Sunderland at that point. It's about the championship. Like, this guy has just lifted the Champions League trophy. Why he's a captain of Man City? Why would he drop a division?
I don't know. Kieran says Gillespie for the homegrown players. To kind of
he's not. No, he doesn't count as homegrown at club. I don't think he's not on the list
either. No.
So
Gillespie is a glorified road. He says to kind of phrase. Julie J says, I'd say we keep Carrius and sell Doobs. Woodby says, Alex, is there any signing whereas you would dye your hair blonde?
Oh. A signing?
Yeah.
Well, no, because I've reserved that for a cup win. I mean,
what about Garnacho from Man United?
yeah.
Knock me teeth out.
Fair enough. Anyway, David says now Sky Sports have issued their information on the Inter Milan star, confirming that we are in talks with the Serie A giants over a £50 million.
I know, we told you that at the start of the show.
Yes, but I think he's bringing you more information that they've gone on to confirm that it's happening. So anyone heard about season ticket renewals? No. Not yet. Still nothing. Just
good luck to not good luck. Well done, even. Well done to anybody who got a Gateshead ticket this morning. I didn't even know they were going on sale. I would have tried to get some.
Mate, don't get me started, right?
I know Tom
I have heard something about season tickets. There are additional games, obviously, three Carabao Cup games potentially on it, 3 FA Cup games potentially, and 3 Champions League games, which obviously maybe more. But there's an extra 9 games on the ticket this year, apparently.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'd heard that. Yeah.
Extra value.
Hopefully it'll come to fruition. But Gateshead. Right. Your website is as much use as a.
You can't blame them.
Don't get Alex. On. Just wait there.
They don't have that Alex, amount of traffic.
Alex, that's what I'm coming on. Just shut your Ming the Merciless beard a minute and let me finish me point. Right. Newcastle United were wrong to let Gateshead handle all the ticket sales, right? Because of that exact reason, Alex, the Gateshead Football Club do not have anywhere near that kind of traffic when they put tickets up for sale. It crashed the website. Not only did it crash the website, it crashed the website numerous occasions when people like me were trying to get tickets. And then I finally get on and it's sold out. Newcastle United, you should be in control of the tickets for that, because you knew fine well what the demand for tickets, even if we were playing bloody the dog and duck on a Sunday morning somewhere on a field, you would have demand for tickets. That's the way it is at Newcastle United now. And Gateshead website is not anywhere near up to scratch to handle that demand for tickets. Although I did find it very, very funny that the game against Sunderland, which has been advertised for weeks and weeks now, has still not sold out. So where is your great support, Sunderland? Where's it at? Anyway,
get some tickets for that one and then go and support Gateshead.
Well, thank you very much, Billy. I mean, look,
and then just stay there until Newcastle turn up.
Yeah, we've got nearly 1,000 watching, guys. Thank you so much. Absolutely incredible. Everybody is really excited about signings and things like that. But we're going to stay on there for 5 more minutes to see what we can do with this GoFundMe page for the kids. If you've just recently joined the show, we sponsor Westerhope under-9s. And listen, the kids are going to a tournament or want to go to a tournament in Blackpool at a later date. All right. I put it up. I can't remember the exact date it is. However, they have just started out. They have no funds available. And the mighty Toon Review viewers always come through. We've upped that total. They're needing to get to £1,000. We want to get a lot more for them, to be honest, so they can get some extra things in for the I think it's over 2 days of the tournament. They're not used to tournament football or anything like that. Let's get them there. Let's see how much we can raise we'll stay on for another 5 minutes. The GoFundMe link is at the top of the description. Go and hit that, make a donation. Let's see where we finish on today, and then we can keep going and get them to the Blackpool tournament, because damn well deserve it. And, Westerhope United under-9s are going to be, and the kids, whatever age bracket they are at Westerhope, they are going to be a force with the Toon Review behind them. You guys are immense. So let's just see what we can get to them in 5 minutes' time. We'll take a check on the GoFundMe page. We'll go and smash the GoFundMe link at the top of the description and get these kids to Blackpool. And if we make enough, then maybe the Toon Review can go with them and have a piss up. But never mind. Let's. There's loads of Toon fans going in the home end at Gateshead. Yeah, there is, but it's completely sold out. Let's be honest. The Gateshead home end will be around quarter of the main stand, and the whole rest of the ground will be taken up with Newcastle United fans. Come on. That's no disrespect to Gateshead, but the demand to see Newcastle United now is through the bloody roof, man.
Is there not parts of the Gateshead Stadium where you can just kind of wander in and do a fence or something?
Well, there used to be. I don't think there is anymore, Billy. I think they've done a bit of work with that. But I might have a ride through to Gateshead one night just to see if there's any gaps in the fence, if you know what I mean.
Take your wide cutters with you.
Well, you didn't have to go that far, Billy. The some people from the establishments might be watching. Yeah. Ian McKennis has just been on Sky. Some under-9s team has just bought Blackpool. Probably play better than bloody Blackpool. I do know that. Do Westerhope have a Twitter account? I don't know. I'll speak to. I'm in touch with Lisa, who's one of the. She actually got it all started to get involved with the Toon Review. Her sons play at Westerhope. It's just a fantastic environment. I went to see them play the last game of the season, and they made me feel so welcome there. All the parents chatting to them during the match, and then getting a photo with the kids at the end. And then, having a bit of kickabout with the kids was brilliant as well. They are just fantastic, right? Brilliant people doing brilliant things for the kids, and getting them to live the dreams of playing football. I know it's only under-9s, but, at least they're not doing something that they shouldn't be doing. They're focused on football. They want to try their best to make it as best they can. So just a wonderful place to play football. It is. Daisy's on Sky Sports, apparently, says Bath. Wow. Not sure how she's made it in there. Still remember the Ashington versus Newcastle under 23 selling out. Yeah, exactly. Look, people know the Newcastle fans. They know where it's incredible demand. We've got people making videos saying that they want to extend the Gallagher. They want to take away brick by brick the Leazes, the things behind the Leazes stand, and make that even bigger. I mean, it's going to come to the point where, you're going to have to go up 30 flights of stairs. Well, more than that to get to the top of the stadium. Level 7, Nyon killed me during the Carabao Cup. There's me and Alex, Phoebe's ahead of us by about 3 flights of stairs, just bouncing up there. And we get to the top, and it's just there's just
I was just
water
making
and
sure you didn't fall
sweat.
back down, Paul.
Oh, that's what it was it? No, yeah, fine. Okay, no problem with that at all. Woodby says Laura Woods is leaving Talk Sport. Yes, she is. I was quite surprised to see that, actually. She's going to TNT Sports. There's no... I mean, she's saying she's going to take a holiday and then make a decision on where she's going to... come on. There's an opening right now at, well, what used to be BT Sports, of course, it's becoming TNT Sports. There's a big opening there for a big presenter, and Laura fits the bill, to be honest. She's brilliant at what she does. And
plus she does a lot for DAZN as well, and they're going to spread out into football as well, apparently. So maybe it's more there.
Yeah, she's not going to be short of offers, is she, to present on the TV? I think TV's a long-term goal. Billy, don't. Harry says 8,000 going up to Glasgow for the Rangers match, and GIS completely sold out within hours. It's safe to say if we were playing the Dog and Duck FC, we would sell out there as well. Great backing as always. Kenzie says, yeah, Paul, under nine's doing something they shouldn't be, like hanging on street corners, potentially beating up old ladies and taking drugs. Times are tough. Well, I wouldn't say that, but wow.
Luke Edwards is getting absolutely battered on Twitter by like people who know football as well, because apparently in the Telegraph article he's written that we're looking for a number 6 to allow Bruno to play further up the pitch, and signing Barella would allow us to do that. Barella's literally one of the best number 8s in Europe, but has just played a Champions League final as like a more offensive midfielder. Well, he's made a little bit of a tit of himself.
That's where he lets himself down, but we know he's a tit anyway. Yeah, but there you go. Right, let's take a check on this fundraiser before we go, see what we're on at the minute and see where we need to work to. Wow. We started on £180 on the GoFundMe page. The GoFundMe page itself is now at £413, and we've got some more to go in. So there you go. Let's just smash it. Keep smashing it on the next few weeks. Let's get these really a lovely trip to Blackpool, but not just to pay for the digs and stuff like that. Let's make sure they can go with, maybe raise some more money so they can go with like training tracksuits and things like that, and make them all look professional for the tournament. That would be great. So although it's £1,000 they need to get up to, I'm sure we can help them get a bit more than that as well. So there you go. But that is it for tonight's show. You can guarantee that this is going to continue now rolling with transfer news and all sorts of news coming from the club. So do stay tuned for daily news videos. We'll go live whenever we can. Obviously, if something breaks that we know is an actual 100% fact, we will, of course, bring it to you on the Toon Review. Thank you so much for your super chats and your donations tonight for the kids. You guys have been absolutely incredible. So thank you. And we will keep promoting this over the next few weeks for the kids and make sure that we get them there because we are well on the way now. So thank you so much, guys, for all your donations. We really appreciate it. Thank you to the Mod Squad again for a fab job. Thank you to Billy and Alex again. And we will see you very soon. But in the meantime, let's get excited, guys, because it's starting to happen. The ball is starting to roll, and hopefully players are coming through the door very soon. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. Take care.
How are the lads and lasses?
Come back and check out some green.